Hello, hello, hello. Uh, the scene starts from the Emerald Scorpion. Uh, the new Toreador of the town, called Mila, has arrived to the bar around 11 p.m. She hopes to see some of the kindred she met previous Friday at the fancy party, but she's not totally optimistic about it. She enters the place. She's again wearing a kind of emo teen kind of clothing, hoodie with pleated skirt and some leg warmers and such. And of course, her hair, dark hair, is hanging on the left side of the face. She takes one of the tables, which has which is quite close to the door, so she can see everybody that goes and comes, but the table that is not the first thing newcomers would see when they come to the bar. She goes to the bar first and orders a small glass of Coke for herself. Then she sits down to the table.
As Mila Camden is sitting down at the table, another, well, maybe not another person, but an individual starts coming in from the entrance. A young man, 28 maybe, stockish build, wearing actually fairly nice clothes. A button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up, a vest, and nice pants. The the hair and the facial extremities of that are somewhat neatly trimmed, though there's still a bit of a kind of a rough scruff to it, if you will. And while his face is nothing to write home about, there's something about his smile. He has a bit of a nice, pleasing look on his face that it's inviting. It's kind of warm in a way. As he walks through the swathing crowds of the Emerald Scorpion, he finds himself at the bar as well, though he seems to be more talking with the bartender than ordering a drink at any case.
Mila is slowly sipping the Coke she had ordered, and she sees the newcomer straight away. And she haven't been at Emerald Scorpion often, but she got the. She thinks that it should not be so fine place that a person wearing that kind of clothing the newcomer has. So she's slightly wondering why on earth a person with that fine clothing is doing there. Of course, she's trying to hide her scrutinizing gaze.
As she is looking at this individual, he kind of turns away from the bartender for a moment as the bartender is working on delivering some other refreshments to people. He notices, perhaps maybe just out of the corner of his eye, ever so slightly, the kind of gaze of this woman. Is that a problem?
Mila stays silent and tries to blend in with the shadows. She looks slightly nervous at this point.
Billy just Billy's face doesn't show anger or anything like that. It, his voice perhaps may have sounded a little gruff, but there's something about the face, the smile. He has a smile on his face. It's warm, it's inviting, despite the kind of scruff of the voice. It's, do I look a little underdressed?
Mila actually still stays silent, but it's quite visible that she's just trying to find correct words, but can't really do that. And she's just sighs and takes a sip from the Coke.
Billy, noticing, perhaps, Billy, I'm gonna do a perception alertness. Just, I believe it's perception alertness. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, that's very, very good. Wow. Basically, he's looking to see any kind of telltale signs of, well, basically being kindred. Perhaps, is she actually drinking the Coke? Is she breathing? What's her, her skin tone? That sort of thing.
She's quite pale, and she drinks the Coke, but not with big gulps. And you probably also see that her left eye is actually glass.
Maybe as Billy is looking over, as he's looking at this woman, checking for something about her is it's off in a way, not in a negative way perhaps. Maybe it's intuition, as he sees that she is very, very pale, more pale than someone who usually doesn't get much sun. But also the fact her left eye, has a hint of veal to it, a sense of shine that's usually not really there with actual eyes. He doesn't say anything about the eye, though his eyes are kind of attracted to it in a way. He sticks his hand out rather abruptly, and he goes, Billy Schultz, pleasure to meet you. Figured I should introduce myself since, well, you didn't seem like you were going to introduce yourself.
Mila would blush if she could from embarrassment, but after like 1 or 2 seconds of hesitation, she shakes the hand and says, hello, I'm Mila. I'm new to town.
Mila, it's a pretty name. Well, welcome to New Sarum. like I said, my name's Billy. Pleasure to meet you. And he gets closer to Mila's ear. He goes, you go to the same dentist as I do?
Uh, it takes a couple of moments to Mila to understand what the man means, and she chuckles and nods.
Billy doesn't say anything. He doesn't seem like he acknowledges it in a way, but he smiles. Uh, he just smiles as and kind of nods for that. It's like, good. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of a weird thing, is that people get the same dentist sometimes, but he does good work. Am I right? Kind of winks at her as he looks at a Coke. He says, "You want another, or my treat?" And as he kind of goes for his wallet in the front pocket of his vest. So, Miss Mila, what are you doing here at the Scorpion? He kind of smirks a little bit. You looking for a pretty guy to dance with or something?
She chuckles before answering. Well, I know only a couple of places in this town. My friend who is locals said that this is a good place to find my kind of friends.
Oh, really? What friend would that be?
Uh, uh, Mila doesn't know how to answer politely to that question. She's not totally sure yet. Is this man really a friendly kindred or some mortal hunter or something like that? But she just decides to go with the alternative option and shows her left eye a little bit more. These freaks like me.
Well, that can be.
Huh?
And Mila is looking the man a little bit longer, and in this point I think we have tiny break as the other player is away.
An awkward silence kind of permeates the air, if you will. Billy still is wanting to understand, or perhaps figure out, why she didn't answer his question. Maybe it's something a bit more
not allowed or some kind of thing, but he kind of presses on to that. So, you said you had a friend? Which friend? Maybe I know him or something,
Yeah, well, his name is Isaiah. Yeah, he's artistic kind of type like me.
Oh, really autistic. Now I'm very piqued in my interest as Billy gives her another coy smile as he perhaps continues to not barrage her with questions, but I'm gonna do a charisma expression. I believe that should be the correct one, because he wants to kind of with his friendly face try to make her a little bit more open. So I think it would be charisma expression. So let's see. Not too good, but that's okay. Billy, again tries to kind of push in on the trying to get the name of this person. It's like, oh, artistic person. Well, there's only one artistic person I know. I think he said his name was Remy or something. Excuse me.
And yes, little break here again.
As Billy says that name, Remy, does that register with Mila?
No. She's only met a couple of Kindred really briefly at the fancy party.
Judging from her face, that name doesn't seem to ring a bell. Maybe you'll need to introduce me to this, autistic person sometime.
Maybe I can, if I get reach of him. We haven't managed to meet since I moved here, but maybe that is fixed in near future.
Yeah, who knows? It might be someone that we both know, but we don't know that we both know.
Yeah, the circles are always small, especially when you are not expecting them to be.
Yeah, but he looks at his watch. Goodness, it's here I am, talking your ear off, and you probably have, you're not here to listen to some guy talk to you or anything. You're probably here to, get some fresh air, relax a little. Am I right? Get your blood pumping on the dance floor.
Okay, I guess I could dance a little bit.
As she says that, this is going to be fun. Let's see. Yeah, I believe it's manipulation. Yeah. Billy's going to be using Dominate on you. It's only Dominate 1, so it's not going to be too bad. That's if I make it or not. Let's see what happens. Could you type in the chat your character's willpower? Okay, so I think so. I think I dominated you, if only for a little bit. STs will, fix that or whatever if they feel it's not correct. But in any case, as Billy takes your hand, he kind of stares into your eyes and says, "Yeah, certainly. It sounds like you could dance very well." As both of you are kind of pulled into this kind of I wouldn't say a pitch, perhaps more like a sea of dancing. Well, as Mila's mind's been dominated, she feels a need, not even a need, perhaps a desire, or even something beyond that, to dance, to move her body.
Mila decides to show what she's good at, and I guess I should throw performance, dexterity, or
I would say dexterity performance. Yeah.
okay. Just a moment.
Okay. From the looks of it, yeah. You got 2 successes, so yeah, you got 2 successes. So please describe what Mila is doing.
Mila is old ballet dancer, and these days she's specialized for tribal fusion style of belly dance. So basically, she starts dancing by moving her hips first slightly, but then a little bit more to the music, and then she adds some swirls and hand movements, and maybe even a couple of stomping with the feet, like flamingo style.
Okay, so she's as Billy and Mila are dancing. The way that she moves her hips, the tribal influence, if you will, it certainly is appealing to Billy in a way. He kind of tries to follow her motion, though. In any case, I'll have to do I don't have any performance, so it's just going to be a dex, so that's going to be a difficult higher, so it should be difficulty 8. And he kind of follows along, though he can't do it as fast as she can with the kind of changing of the form. But he's able to some degree kind of keep along with her. Maybe it's also the way it's, of course, 2 bodies next to each other. There's a bit of course, being that they're kindred, though if she knows if he's kindred, who can say?
Oh.
But I think he did establish it. Anyway,
Yeah.
There is form, cohesion, if you will. It's almost as if the animalistic aspects of the human side is kind of cranked up to 11. Maybe it's even the music and just the fact that there's all these other bodies with heartbeats and blood pumping that courses through the veins. But at the end of it all, it's a bit of a rush, a thrill.
Yeah. Since Mila started to dance, you can quite clearly see that her persona kind of changes. She becomes more lively and she's
El mapa y está el estadio y la casa de la chava que era
yeah, she's starting to light up and she's smiling and at the end her eyes are closed and she's just moving by the music and dancing and she's like totally different person now.
Yes, as Mila continues to dance, Billy's, being that he's not as skilled as she is, he tries to follow again as best he can, but again, he can't change like she can. But he does notice that change on her face. He can't help but smile at that, as that need, that desire to dance that was put kind of cranked up by the dominate, if you will, continues to influence her, if only slightly. The two continue dancing for another hour or so as Billy looks at his watch again. Oh dear! I got to. He gives Mila's hand, kind of brings it close, and gives it a small peck, as he says, "I'm sorry, Miss Mila, but I'm gonna have to get going. Unfortunately, I have a date, and I don't want to be too late." He kind of winks at her, says, He gives her his number rather quickly from his phone. Says, "If you ever want to, you need another dance partner, you can always call me." He kind of winks again as he moves through the crowd and seemingly disappears from the Scorpion, leaving Mila still feeling the effects of, well, not feeling the effects, but still feeling perhaps that need to dance, though it's fading now, perhaps.
After she is alone again, she decides to dance a little bit more and then leave to home. As she tucks the phone number into her pocket and probably will be contacting the nice dancing man a little bit later. And the scene ends when Mila closes the door of Emerald Scorpion.